Can you believe it? We are here. All the way at the end of Basmod.
Rocky Horror!
It's been a long time coming, but we are finally here. It is finally time to see what Baz has done with Rocky Horror.
This is it, Rock Raider. This is what it's all been building up to. We know there is an abundance of energy crystals deep in the caverns around our Rock Raider HQ. The scanners show that there are rock monsters all over the place. This mission will be your toughest yet, but it must succeed if we're to escape from the planet and return home. Establish the Rock Raider HQ as a formidable outpost and transport the most powerful mining machinery you can. You'll need all of it if you are to collect the 50 energy crystals that we still need. Take care down there, Rock Raider.
Right. Let's see. Sitrep. Big old cavern. Undoubtedly there are going to be slugs. There are going to be a lot of monsters. I have a vague memory of kicking some sliders through the ceiling as well, by which I do not mean that I launched some miniature burgers through the roof of my house. So I imagine this will all go really rather badly, really rather quickly. But hey-ho, here we are. We might as well get on with it. I have many questions. The first of my many questions is this road? It had better not. I mean, there are inclines along here, and I don't think lava can go through inclines, so that's a good sign? Probably, possibly not, I don't know. There might be more monsters than usual, I genuinely can't remember. Oh, blimey, everything looks to be about the same as it was, if it would ever stop going on about all the things that are available to me. Okay, right. Let's all just relax. Everything, apart from most things, will be fine. Let's bring down some people, and let us make some mania. Oh, shit. Come here, you. Come here, you silly little man, if I can get here. We are. There we are.
Build up base defenses and transport
Yeah,
powerful mining.
why not? Why not let that be a thumbnail, I suppose. Ah, it's cute. It's derpy, but it's cute. Alright, here we go. Wasn't actually planning on recording this video this evening, but the other game that I was recording didn't last as long as I expected it to, so I had a little bit more time than I had planned originally. Alright. I'm scared. I'm really scared of when the monsters are going to arrive, and by monsters I mean slugs. So I'm going to get rock guns. Put that back on as well. Speaking of guns, there's one observation I wanted to make from editing Back to Basics, which is it looks like people can't have both a laser beam, or presumably a beam of any type, and a sonic blaster. It looks like they can only have one or the other, because I noticed that one or two people who I gave sonic blasters to then no longer had a regular weapon. So you probably don't need to give nearly as many people sonic blasters as I did. You probably only need to give maybe 2 or 3 people sonic blasters if you've then got 7 or 8 people with guns. That's probably a more even distribution. I like that it's smaller as well, as if it's like a little baby slug. I think that's sort of cute in a bizarre way. I mean, until they introduce his little beanie as a hat, then I'm not really sure what else I'm supposed to. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do with this, but hopefully it will happen. I'm nervous. I'm not overly nervous because of what this is, because for the most part the Baz levels haven't been too difficult. I mean, we got through Back to Basics, we got through hot stuff and making fire and all the rest. You know, we haven't had to actually restart a single level in terms of me screwing something up completely or having my base utterly destroyed. So in that regard, things seem alright, but I'm not wholly convinced the game to stay that way. That's the wrong button, I didn't mean to do that. I want to set up a perimeter of fence. I'm not wholly sure how I'm going to do this with difficulty. I can pop a piece there, I'll pop a piece there, so I can then... That's not correct, actually, is it? No, I'd have to pop a piece there as well. Yes, I'm getting confused about how the bits and bobs work. I'm trying to make a larger standoff distance, I suppose, for want of a better word, from my fence to the base, to try and reduce the possibility of them standing at the perimeter and throwing rocks in, and just generally them getting killed that little bit earlier. So let's see if this goes all right for me, or if it blows up in my face like a big old stick of dynamite. But yeah, I mean, 350 crystals is a lot. 350 crystals is a lot of crystals. So we're going to need to mine out the entire area, and I am fully expecting there to be a lot of slugs very soon. So, sorry, let me just let you finish carrying on with that little bit of work there, and then once that's done, we can then finish equipping people. Come on, finish that bit of wall. Thank you very much. Yes, if everyone who doesn't have a gun could go and get a gun, and then actually if a couple of you who were going to go and get guns get sonic blasters instead, then we should be vaguely well equipped, at least for the time being. I probably will get a second support station, and yeah, from there, and from there I'll build up into everything else that we need. But yeah. Also, what I want to do, as I always do in Rocky Horror, goodness only knows if I did this when we did the standard campaign version of Rocky Horror. That was a long time ago. I think that was probably over 2 years ago by now, which is kind of crazy. 102 landslides have occurred. Oh, blimey, there's rubble everywhere. Sheesh. Man alive. Yeah, I can't remember if I did this in the original video of the standard Rocky Horror, because that was some time ago, of course. But yeah, I like to tidy up my base a fair bit, because I don't like how untidy it looks when it is like this. So I'm going to just rearrange a few little bits and pieces in order to make things a tad tidier. So if I put this... Actually, no, I don't want to do that, don't I? What if I put a super teleport pad in instead? Maybe that would be a better use of the space. Yeah, because then I can... Because I'm just worried about disconnecting the support station from the power. So I just want to make sure there's always a pathway connecting everything up. So yeah, if I build that, and then I can put like my upgrade station and my teleport pad and my second support station in there, and that should be about everything that I could need, with the possible exception of mining laser. Actually, yeah, I should probably have a mining laser up on this end so that I can do some base defense as and when that is required. So let me set a few more walls to be blown to bits, and we will carry on from that position. Right, now with that done, as soon as it is done, thank you. Now we'll get rid of that, and we'll pop down a piece of path there. Nothing scary has happened, has it? Oh, good. Don't need anything scary happening this evening. Yeah, and then pop that there, and then we can get rid of that. And then if I get rid of that piece, I can then put my upgrade station there and put my mining laser there. If I don't put... Oh no, I can't put mining laser there because I don't have a teleport pad, because I just blew it up like a derp. Never mind. Yeah, at least we're just repurposing the old materials, which is making things quite efficient. Does anything else need upgrading? That needs upgrading. That needs upgrading. Something's exploding. Pop that there. There we are. Marvellous. And then that should be pretty much everything we need. Although a sensible person probably would have located his buildings a bit further south in order to avoid A, the monsters, and B, the slugs. So that would have been a sensible thing to do. But if you came here looking for sensible playing of games, then I'm frightfully sorry to disappoint you, but you have arrived at the wrong place. I suggest you take I suggest you make a 180 and then skedaddle out of here as fast as possible, because you're not going to see anything even vaguely competent. But let's carry on. It's appropriate that we have the spooky PlayStation music in the spooky level, because it's not even that this is particularly difficult, right? Maybe I'm jinxing myself by saying that, but I'm hopeful this won't be an enormously difficult situation. I'm more concerned about the very minimal number of crystals we've found thus far, actually. No, I'm more concerned about just the pressure, if you like, just the pressure to get this done right and to get it done well and to make a good video, because I appreciate this has been quite a long time in the making, as it were. Not that one there. There we go. Yeah, make a good layer of fence, and I should at least sort out the monster problem, and then we can slowly start making our way out. Although saying that, no, I was going to say we haven't found many crystals yet. On the other hand, I've also used a lot of crystals for making a lot of buildings very quickly, so maybe we actually do have more buildings here than I initially anticipated, so that's probably not too much to worry about. So let me set a few other things to drill out. We'll start pushing out in a couple of other directions and see if we can actually blow that up as well, so that I can put another piece of fence here in order to complete the wall and don't leave a big silly gap in it like a big silly person. Pop a piece there as well. It shouldn't get damaged by any explosions, but if it does get damaged, it won't matter because it's free. It's not expensive. I don't know how we're able to make an infinite amount of electric fence at no cost. You'd think it would come with some sort of cost, but I'm not complaining that it doesn't. I'm going to be grateful for small mercies and count your blessings and all those other sorts of things that people say, and believe me, I'm grateful for the small boons and gifts that this game provides when it does. Right, everything's going relatively smoothly thus far, actually, which is a nice start. We are going to have to start pushing out in these sorts of directions before. Oh, blimey. From where? From where? They're all going to stand next to the dynamite and die. Ouch! Interesting. Interesting. I find it, somewhat embarrassing that the monster did less damage than the dynamite did. But, hey-ho. I'm guessing the dynamite woke them from their slumber. Either that, or they've got a vague sense of tactical approach to these things, and had a strategy of waiting for me to drop the dynamite in a silly place before attacking, which frankly was a sensible thing to do. Yeah, look, if I relocated my base and sort of moved it all the way down here into this sort of corner, that would put me so much further away from all these slugholes. See, that's what a sensible person would do. A person that doesn't mind putting in a little bit more effort for the sake of getting a better result at the end, and a lower likelihood of humiliating himself enormously in front of a lot of people on the internet. Unfortunately, that's not the sort of person that I am, so that's not what's going to happen. Instead, I'm going to be curious about whether this fence gets damaged. No, it doesn't. Interesting. I don't really know why you'd worry about a piece of fence being damaged. Obviously, if it got destroyed and it got beamed up, then that would be worrisome because you'd need to replace it and there'd be a gap in your perimeter. But now that I think about it, the monsters don't actually attack the fence, do they? Which I think they probably should. At least a little bit, just from sort of a logic perspective. I don't claim to be the Prime Minister of Mensa, but it seems like a sensible and intelligent thing to do, to sort of attack the fence. Obviously, it couldn't just be everyone, all the monsters that attack the fence all the time. Otherwise, the fence would only slow them down very marginally. But perhaps if it was like, I don't know, every third or fourth monster or something attacked the fence, then maybe that would lead to the monsters having vaguely more of a chance. Alright, I'm going to get a little truck, and I'm going to put you in it! I have decided that you are Truck Man. And you're going to drive this little truck. And I'm also going to upgrade it just as soon as I get the power back on. Bloody hell. Alright, we're going to have to get a lot more crystals. Thinking about it, maybe I should have brought down a digger rather than bringing down a truck. But I guess now that we're starting to move further away from base camp, it's good to have a little truck because they can sort of swoop in, grab the crystals, and then scoot out again very quickly before the monsters spawn and eat all of the lovely little green glowy energy things that we found. Scientific terms for you there. Then let's just reinforce all of this, partly to protect people's skulls and partly, well, no, just to protect people's skulls, both from the inanimate rocks and from the highly animate rocks. Both of them need dealing with. Speaking of things that need dealing with, shall I kill you? Ha ha! Did I make a stupid, like, 35-second length video when I discovered you could do that? Ah, simpler times. Right, let me shoot you in the back of your brain. Oh yeah, they're a lot stronger now, aren't they? I forgot about that. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to make a boulder. That makes some semblance of sense. Yeah, let me see if I can get rid of a few of these monsters, just to minimise this problem. Okay, good. We've got a recharge team. Sorry, I was just having a slight worry. I was having a little bit of a worry for a minute there that we were short on crystals. Curious that this monster is much darker colour. It's like sort of Cadbury's Dairy Milk and After 8 in terms of shading. Right. Yeah, that's starting to consume crystals. I can't be bothered with none of that, so I'm not going to fuss about any of that. I'm just going to keep on mining bits out. Yeah, well, just keep mining, I guess. Let's get some more of these bits reinforced as well. I'm surprised that no slugs have turned up yet. I mean, I've no guarantee whatsoever that there are slugs in the Baz version of Rocky Horror, but I mean, if Baz puts slugs into hot stuff, then why wouldn't there be slugs as well in Rocky Horror? It seems a natural progression of things. I imagine the first time most people fired up Rocky Horror after beating Back to Basics, they probably saw these slug holes all over the place and their hearts sank down to the bottom of their shoes. I can't comment about that experience myself because I seem to remember back in the very early days I didn't actually beat Back to Basics and I just beat Hot Stuff instead, which I think allowed you to sort of circumvent Back to Basics and access Rocky Horror more immediately without having to complete that one. So I can't remember if that's exactly what I used to do, but it sounds like the sort of cowardly way I would approach dealing with a situation that I didn't like. So I'm gonna guess that's how it works. I've also realised I can actually do a bit of mining of the hard rock myself with the mining laser. Strange. Don't ever remember them taking that long before. Can I just run a little test on something? No. Okay. Sorry. I had a random thought in the back of my brain for some bizarre reason that the reinforcement on the wall was what was making it break down slower. I don't know why. My brain is also slowed down as well. Not because of reinforcement, however. No, because of a direct contradiction. No. So having the reinforcement doesn't make it any stronger. I was thinking that it only took like 2 or 3 blasts to break down a piece of hard rock, but now I'm beginning to think that might have actually been the large mobile laser cutter rather than the mining laser. Because despite the name, I don't use it for mining very much. Although, strictly speaking, I suppose you could describe mining as the breaking apart of rocks for the sake of achieving a goal. So, or breaking apart rocks with the aim of collecting a resource. And I am breaking apart the bodies of these little creatures here in order to gain a resource, not from their bodies unless they've eaten them, but more generally just to get a hold of crystals. So I suppose in a very loose way, if you wanted to be a complete inhumanitarian or in rock monsterarian, you could say that I'm not murdering, I'm mining. Honest. The definition of mining makes no distinction as to whether the rocks you are breaking are sentient or not. It doesn't care. It's only a definition in a dictionary. Alright, never mind. Let's see what else I can break out without draining my reserves too much. The answer to that is not very much at all. I think we've about reached the end of what we can achieve. Yep. Alright, let's... I suppose, yeah, set some stuff to reinforce. I really do need to bring in some larger vehicles, but I'm getting a wee bit short on crystals. Let me turn that on, turn that off. How many have I got to hand? Oh, 5. What can I get with 5? That's 6. And that's 8. So, not much. And by not much, I mean not anything at all. Oh, sheesh. That's interesting, though, actually, just seeing that landslide there on Sparks. I was wondering, because, of course, they get an immunity when they are reinforcing a wall from landslides, so they become immune to it for the duration of them reinforcing the wall. But I was curious as to whether that was all landslides or just landslides from the wall they are reinforcing. But given that Sparks was reinforcing that one, and then there was a landslide from that one, and it seems to be fine, I'm guessing it's all landslides, which is nice. I like that. That's kind of them to do. I don't know why I'm waiting around as if I think more crystals are going to magically appear, because they're not. They're not unless I go looking for them, which is not going to be easy. Still, nothing's gone wrong. Is that just because I have a relatively small number of crystals? I'm just basing this entirely on the slugs at this point. Sorry, I'm just setting off my phobia a little bit. Would you mind ever so slightly dying? Thank you. And twice, thank you. And thrice, thank you. And no crystals. Of course not. Why would there be any crystals? Ah, sheesh. Right, come on, let's mine some more bits and bobs out. What was I yammering on about? Nothing important, I'm sure. Nope. It's gone. It's completely gone. I'm sure it wasn't important. Oh, I was talking about slugs ago, wasn't I? Yeah. Again, if it's just monsters, I can deal with monsters. That's no problem. But I'm on edge at the moment, because I'm sure Baz wouldn't be that pleasant, right? That gentle. It's not a word I associate with the level design that I have witnessed thus far. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's a... I am detecting a severe deficit of crystals in this area. I really don't want to go all the way out there in order to get some crystals. I will do, if I have to. But I'd rather have a little battalion of trucks ready for when that door gets opened, because that's going to, Oh, from where? From there! Brilliant! Total truck's worth of crystals, I'm grateful for that. Oh, 3 more! Marvellous. We're starting to make a little bit of progress towards our objective now, so that's marvellous. Let me set a few bits and bobs to drill out, and then as soon as these crystals get home, we can get ourselves a bigger device for doing a bit of murdering with. Well, it's happened. Just wait for me to pop that crystal in there, and then we'll get to business. Die. Well, don't die because I can't kill you, but I can make you go away. Right, I'm gonna have to be careful with this. I can't leave action stations on a second longer than necessary, because of course they're gonna run over here and try and deal with these monsters, which is gonna be a bit pain in my bum. I'd rather leave those monsters well enough alone for the time being. Not out of any value for their life, simply out for value for my own life. Oh, don't blimey! This is a really stupid place to put this. No. I know you want to go on a knowledge to the north, but you're not allowed. Stay here in the south. Moving on with life. I mistook that. Well, it is a slug, but I mistook it for a slug I needed to shoot. Right, well, that answers that question. At least the mystery has been alleviated. At least now I know what I'm dealing with. So we're basically doing a rerun of last time. That's fine. I can live with that. I've found a strategy that vaguely sort of seems to work, in the sense that you just shoot everything that comes within 16 parsecs. And then you just generally sit around. Oh, that's interesting. So, oh, okay. Yeah, alright, interesting. So, yeah, don't go that way, you goons. They've gone the wrong way. Oh, blimey, everything's gonna go wrong now. Well, it's a bit late for that now, isn't it? Maybe I should just let them. Maybe I should just let them go up there and kill them, and then they can clear the place out, and then I'm just going to have to defend HQ myself for the time being until the situation is sorted out. Yeah, okay. This could be a really stupid decision. Unlike all my other decisions, which haven't been in the slightest bit stupid, and them all standing in one place, meaning they're all going to get killed by a landslide as soon as it happens. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, it's a really stupid place to put this laser. If you relocated the whole base down here and then kept the mining laser up here, that I think would be a much smarter idea, because then you'd have much better coverage of... Yeah, by all means go and kill him instead of killing him. Right, out loud. And that slug on his head is draining some of his brain power. I better be able to... Ooh. From where? From where are the monsters? Answer this question immediately. They are there. Oh dear. Oh. Well, this isn't what I thought was going to kill me, but it's probably what's going to kill me. Okay, right. This is an interesting situation. I'm going to kill one monster. There we are. Then I'm going to get rid of you. And then I'm going to hope that even though you're stronger, that the fence is enough to kill you. There are no crystals hanging about there. No, he's probably going to get a builder, didn't he? Okay, well at least that will allow me to test whether or not they can throw from that distance. Go on, try out for the baseball team. I need to know how far you can throw. Blimey. Where's he going? He's going to throw that at my people, isn't he? You naughty man! How dare you do that? I'll not have you murdering my people! Deal with this slug in a minute. I've got to protect my people first. Oh, get out of the way, you daft building. No, not that one. Honestly, shoot between the cleft. There we are. Blimey. Right, is that situation fully rectified now? Good. Goodness gracious. Note to self, don't build big shooty laser right next to a big tall building. It's a little bit of an obstruction risk, Phil. In fairness, the thing goes bad because I thought it would. It went worse than it could have. But other than that, it's fine. Oh, go away, slug-faced lunatic. Right, can I ever finish my thought about the monsters? Yes, it seems that putting their strength up has increased their health points. That was most interesting. We have made interesting scientific observations. Fascinating. Right. One thought at a time, Phil. Seriously. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. So I'm trying to push down a suitcase that has got too many clothes in it. Okay, where to start? Yes, putting up the health of the monsters increases their HP rather than, say, decreasing the amount of damage that your people do, which is interesting. I assumed it would be like a sort of a damage multiplier, like, I don't know, it times all of the damage taken by, 0.9 or whatever. But no, it just seems to increase the amount of health that they've got, which is interesting way of doing things. The second point of interest was what happened with the fence. That was very interesting. That was very interesting indeed. If this carries on, I'm going to have to build another mining laser, because this is becoming a little bit of a problem, trying to shoot under the boom of this crane and through the cleft of the power station. That's a level of marksmanship I lack. Oh, sheesh. Are we getting to a point where I need to have a team of men with guns? Because I'll do that if I need to. Let me get a second support station sorted out so that we can start down that road if it proves to be necessary. Oh, blimey. Barely even begun, I'm already half an hour in. Oh, sheesh. Yes, we're getting to a point where I have to have a group of men available at any time. Yeah, I'm very interested by what happened with the fence. What happened with the fence was fascinating, because normally, of course, a monster just dies when they walk into the fence. But if you increase their health, it would seem that the amount of damage they take from fence is not greater than the maximum amount of health that they could possibly have if the strength slider was all the way to the top. In fact, it's not all the way to the top. I think I only put it to like 150% or something, which is probably why they've got 150 hit points. Sorry, my eyes are really sore, so I'm not sure why. Probably because I keep poking at them. Yes. He seemed to go to sleep, but then some people shot him in the arse before I had an opportunity to observe him any further, so that was most interesting. So I want, ideally, to... for there to be another monster, and for their action stations to not be on, so that I can just sort of observe as time goes by. What I'm going to do is what I didn't do in not you. Do you have any training? Any items? Yes, you do. You're not the man I want. I want a man who doesn't have any... There we are. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the new people into the vehicles and keep the existing people on the ground, because they've already got guns. So that should make things slightly more efficient. So I'm going to try and do it that way. Right, I think we're about ready for a mobile laser cutter. I'll take that as a yes. Now the device with which I can murder these muppets. Well, not murder them, because you can't murder them, but you know. But you know what I mean! Right, are you another new person? No, you're not. You do have a pusher beam, though. No, you... Why do you have a pusher beam? You don't have a pusher beam. You have a sonic blaster, but for some reason the icon's gone wrong. Alright, fair enough. I don't understand why, but by all means carry on. Not you. You will do fine. Conveniently, they're all coming down and they're already all drivers and stuff, so that's tremendous. Yeah, upgrade this fully as well. I might as well. We've got so much ore, I don't know what to do with it all, quite literally. As much as I don't like the visuals of it, for the most part, I am going to upgrade it to go across the lava. Just in case there's anything on the other side of here that would be useful for. I do seem to remember there's like a ring of lava with a little bridge before you reach the main island, for want of a better word. So, initially, I don't think there'd be any reason for me to need to go across the lava, but there's been the introduction of some lava here, so why wouldn't Baz put some more in? You know, like, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of lava that just cuts off that bridge, so you need to, and there's loads of monsters that spawn on that island, a bit like in Back to Basics, meaning you need to get rid of them as quickly as possible before they can all eat your stuff. So, I wish to be prepared for any eventuality. But in the meantime, let's just do some drilling and calm down a little bit, because this should hopefully be the slightly more calm bit of the game. just as soon as I discover this, which 'twas never here before. Right. Okay. Again, this is gonna screw with my base defense. Just like last time. Just like in Back to Basics, this is gonna screw with my base defense. How the hell am I gonna do this? The answer to that is A, take advantage of the fact that the slugs seem to have slowed down a little bit, and that I don't immediately need men there to defend the base camp. I've lost my maniacal spirit in my old age. I've lost my bloody spitter away, sorry about that. But no, with the I think a very burly bouncer slowly approaching you. Yeah, with the increased amount of health that they've got these days, I don't want to be hanging around any longer than is absolutely necessary. Let me shoot you straight in the pecs, mate. That will correct your eyesight, one or the other. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to try and get rid of the monsters myself, rather than using action stations to do that, because I should keep people a little bit closer to home. And yeah, if I do this while action stations is off, then it shouldn't draw people away. While we're just sort of waiting for things to happen. Oh, I didn't use one of them as a test subject in my deadly experiment to find out what's going on with the fence now. I should have done that. We'll do that next time a monster wakes up. Yeah, because the sleeping monster would be good, because we could wait until just after a few slugs have spawned and we've dealt with them in order to then wake him up and let that bedlam unleash. Because I don't want there to be too much going on during the experiment. I don't wish to be distracted from my scientific analysis, so it's very important that I pay proper attention to what the hell it is I'm doing. Which is just generally good advice for me, because I'm a little tiny bit of a cretin. But yes. Yes, next sleeping monster we find, I'll see if I can do the test on the fence, because I'm very, very, very curious what was going on with him going to sleep. That was most interesting, because I can sort of understand, I can definitely understand them not just being stunned and then trying again if the fence hurts them but doesn't completely kill them, because it would be beyond even my level of stupidity to get hit with an electric fence, nearly dead, nearly die, and then think, you know what, I'm going to try that again. I'm sure it will make all the difference if I just persevere. That's what my rock monster mother said. If at first you get zapped in the face by alien race's electric fence, try again, as the old famous adage goes. There's no crystals here. There's just a lot of ground to cover. Oh, sheesh. I'm going to come back this way and see if I can sort of connect these two things up in order to make a slightly more direct route for them. Might be wise for me to set up a few sort of tool store outposts as well. Those might come in very handy for minimising travel times, particularly for the trucks, because they can make really good use of those, sort of zipping back and forth. So that might be a wise investment for me to make. Right. Time for science and death. But mostly science, with a little bit of death. Right. Let me get this out of the way first. And let these crystals get sorted out. There we go. But how am I going to do this? I am going to say hello to the cat who has woken up. Hello, cat who has woken up. I'm going to get rid of 2 of them. Yes, I'm going to get rid of 2 of them. And then I am going to... I didn't realise there was still a crystal there. That was a massively stupid thing for me to do. Where did the crystal go? Here? Or did I disturb him from eating? Was it that crystal he was trying to eat and I disturbed him because I shot him in the arse? I don't know, but I'm going to shoot this spider. I'm going to reverse myself up. And Excuse me, Docs, I wanted to murder that spider in order to release my pent-up aggression. But you didn't let me do that. But never mind. Everything's gonna be alright. I'll kill this one instead. At least I'll try. Huzzah! Something completely meaningless and slightly sadistic has been achieved. Good. Right, let me see if I can wake this guy up. Hello. There we are. Does this have a horn like the like the tunnel transport does? I don't know. Let me just back up here. There we go. Oh yeah, he's gonna get a bottle, isn't he? That's gonna cause all sorts of a pickle. Ouch. Right, let me get ready with this just in case things go awry, which I imagine they will. Oh, they can collect bottles from corner pieces. I didn't know they could do that. I thought they could only do it from flat pieces. That's fascinating. Right, let us observe for science. I can't imagine many scientific experiments are conducted while you point a gun at somebody, but I'm a moron. That's why he was going that way. He wasn't going to throw a rock at my men. He was just going to go around here because he's very smartly noticed there's a gap in the fence. Is that going to change his pathfinding? Yes, it is. Interesting. I didn't realise they were that sort of organic in terms of re-evaluating the situation on a regular basis. Right. He's probably really angry now, isn't he? I'm just trying to encourage a healthy lifestyle. You know, you rock monsters lead very sedentary lives. You sit around snoozing all day. You don't get your steps in. Must get your steps in. It's very important. Right. Now that we don't have any other confounding variables, let's see what happens. I'm very curious. Never mind. So we took 120 points of damage, assuming that they're starting from 150, which seems reasonable. Interesting. So they take 120 points of damage, and if they're still alive, they go to sleep. Interesting. How very, very, very interesting. I don't know why I'm looking at his bum, but I am. Never mind. You have served science well. Now die. Thank you. Science thanks you. I'll be sure to thank you in my acceptance speech for my Nobel Peace Prize or whatever. Well, that was fascinating, wasn't it? We did a little experiment together, and we learned. Isn't learning fun? Sheesh. Never mind. Never mind. It was fascinating, but it didn't really serve that much of a purpose. I can't really think of any reason under the sun why I would actually want the monster strength to be up this high, but it is up this high now, so I guess we're just going to have to carry on with life. But let me carry on mining things out a little bit further and see if we can find a few more crystals. So we've got 5 uncovered from these 2 bits here. Let's carry on pushing. I'm not going to be able to push my way through here, am I? That's a bit of a pain in my bum, but never mind. Not as much of a pain in the bum as that monster felt when I shot him in the bum, but other than that, you know, that's not the point. I could also swear there was no audio cue for you. Never mind. He's a stealth slug. It's very difficult for slugs to be stealthy when they are neon green, when they're literally the colour of a high visibility jacket that somebody would wear on a building site in order to prevent them from having, I don't know, crane dropped on their head or something. It might shock you to learn I don't know very much about building sites. From where? From there. That's not the end of the world. I want to observe my science again. Interesting. See, this is why you repeat. This is why you repeat. This is why you repeat analysis. You say it's very important to repeat your studies in order to ensure replicability. Big word I learned at university. Yeah, £70,000 of debt were worth it, weren't they? I learned the word replicability. Basically, can you repeat your results, or was it a fluke? It's a very fancy way of saying that. But with things like chemical reactions, I get the impression replicability is a lot easier, because of course there are fewer confounding variables that you need to. Well, it's not that there are fewer confounding variables, it's that it's easier to control them, because you're controlling things like, the pressure and the temperature and the other chemicals that are involved in the reaction and all that sort of stuff. It's not like the social science experiments like psychology or economics or things like that, where the number of variables, because you're always doing a natural experiment in the real world, are, that much greater. Although, saying that, there is, branches of experimental economics and experimental psychology where people do things in the lab, so that's not entirely an accurate statement either, but never mind. No, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent because I'm trying to talk about things that are too academic for me to understand. No, it's important that studies are repeated, because if they're not repeated, then it might be that it was just a fluke, right? And I'm not going to name which, but I'm going to say there's a very famous study which gets quoted a lot when people are talking about the efficacy of things, which is one study which found one result. Found in inverted commas, to quote the thin blue line. And no other studies have successfully found similar findings, so that suggests that it was a fluke and that the findings are not an accurate representation of how the causal relationship actually operates. So it would seem that my study was also a bit of a fluke in the sense of the monster going to sleep, because it didn't happen the second and third times that we observed it. So I suppose technically the third and the fourth time, because we did see it the first time, didn't we? But then he got shot immediately. But I do think he went down into the sleeping pose for at least a moment or two, so there was definitely something going on there. So, excuse me. So, yes, I wonder what all that was about. I wonder, could it be the fact that there were two monsters there? Or maybe there were, more people standing around? Do you think maybe there was enough sort of noise there that instead of going to sleep, he sort of went to sleep and then immediately woke up within an instant? I don't know. I'm guessing this is what you do, right? You observe something mysterious, you do a test, you create a hypothesis, then you do a test, and then based on your evidence you reevaluate your theory, you reevaluate your hypothesis, and then you try to extend your theory and try to make it fit the data a little bit better, so that you have a reasonable explanation of how a causal relationship works. I started doing this video, I didn't think I'd be talking this much about the academic scientific process. But here we are, all the same. And if you got this far into the video and you see me with this many mistakes and you haven't thought, maybe I'll just watch somebody else do this, then, yeah, you probably have quite a high tolerance for people talking absolute drivel. Because goodness knows that's what I do every day. Right, this is going a little bit slower than I would like. There's a lot to mine out here, and yeah, this is taking longer than I would like. So what am I going to do? The first thing I'm going to do is set up my people in terms of a group of defenders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everyone with a gun, I'm going to get you to drop your stuff, and then I'm going to bring you over here. All of you please. Let's wait for the stragglers to catch up. And then just as soon as Sparks gets in... Ba-donk. There we are. So that should at least free up my attention to a certain degree, so that I can just get the hell on with what it is that I'm doing, rather than faffing around with anything else. So let me get a granite grinder going, I think is the next order of business. Because I don't really need to worry that much about the ore, I'm not that fussed really. But yeah, see, they'll just deal with the slugs as and when they arrive, and if any monsters turn up, they'll deal with them as well. And the monsters will probably spawn from about 500 miles away and completely ruin everything, but maybe I could deal with them with the mining laser, which I will keep hanging around for defensive purposes, but this will go a little bit faster because I won't have to faff around with the laser, so I can just sort of scoot. What I am going to do is Oh, blimey. Not you, you silly truck. Yeah, there we are. That should at least allow me to, if I could just get to a point where I can see all 3 slug holes at the same time, which is a slightly disgusting phrase. But we shan't worry about the connotations. We'll just get on with it. There we are. Now I can monitor that and just check if there are any slugs which are getting a little bit too close for comfort. Speaking of which, I might go a different way. Yeah, this will just go a little bit faster, I think, because I can just sort of walk along and get on with stuff instead of having to worry about always getting the laser out. So, oh no, they've come for the sleeping monsters. Yeah, I'm aware of that fact. Right, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with this little old situation myself. Don't know why dealing with this situation myself merited putting on that ridiculous accent, but we'll carry on with life just like it didn't happen. Go away. Oh dear, I know. Sleeping monsters, eh? Who knew that sleeping monsters would be such a pain in the bum? I always thought sleeping monsters were easy to deal with because yeah, you just don't need to, they don't just appear at random intervals and start attacking you. I didn't realise that they would complicate the mechanics in such a frustrating manner. But let's just I was rather hoping it'd be this one actually, so there'd be a little bit more time. I'm gonna have to get rid of him because I don't want to waste time potentially losing crystals. I mean, they just get recharged by the trucks, but you know, it's the principle of the thing. Damn it. Yeah. So at least now on the radar, I can see the people. I think in the upper left. Yep, there we are. The slug has gone now, and I can so I can see them all moving, and I can keep track of the slugs as well. So I can keep track of the battle from my nice safe hilltop, where I don't have to worry about getting shot with a stray arrow, like all the best generals. So yeah, I don't think we're going to get many crystals out of all this stuff over here, but I will continue to have a little mosey and a meander in order to see, just in case there is anything here, and then we'll nearly have made it across here. So I would say we're nearly halfway through the cavern, but then there is that extra cavern down in the far corner, which was never there previously, so there may be a little bit more on the outskirts of the map that needs to be investigated, which is very likely now that I think about it, because getting up to 350 crystals is going to be quite a big ask. So what I'm going to do, actually, I think, is stop it, not you. Stop. Oh, blimey. It's interesting. Did the monsters do 30 damage before? I feel like that's more than they used to do. I don't know. I know that sound! It's the sound of doom! Right. Okay. Here we are. This is the situation that we're in. I'd rather not be in it, but here we are, all the same. I don't quite know where he's going. Probably to get a boulder. Right. Just shoot you in the shoulder. I missed you. I think it's... Oh no, it is. Sorry, I thought that it thought I was shooting the solid rock, but no, it just wasn't showing the words my brain can't find. It just wasn't showing the health bar because it was off the screen. Right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. That situation seems to be going just fine, so we've got nothing to worry about. Yeah, you carry on. I wish I could just set the granite grinder to just drill these. The problem is if I schedule other walls to be drilled out, then of course the large mobile laser gun is just going to go and do them, and that's going to waste time. Which isn't my preferred method of going about things. Despite spending an enormous number of hours on this website achieving the grand total of nothing at all, not a man who likes to waste time. But hey ho. Time spent having fun isn't time wasted as far as I'm concerned. And as much as this is really rather stressful, as much as I will be glad for this to be over, this is still quite stressful. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it greatly. Well, yes, we haven't found many crystals. On the other hand, every time I find any crystals, I just consume them all by creating buildings and vehicles and stuff, don't I? Which is a bit daft of me, possibly. How many crystals have we got in total? 43. I thought we were in like at least 70 by now. But no. No, apparently not. Oh, sheesh. So we need to find more than 300 more. Bloody hell. It's going to take a long time. Hope you didn't have anything planned for this evening, because this is going to consume all of it, apparently. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, this is a situation I didn't anticipate. I was going to say at the start of this that I was glad that they kept it as a, what's the frame rate down again? No, I think it's one. No, I was going to say that I was grateful that they kept it as a rock level rather than a lava level, because obviously the lava monsters are so much stronger that it would be a pain in the bottom to have to deal with them, instead of dealing with rock monsters. I mean, it's not like in the old game where the rock monsters were, I think, a one-hit kill versus the... I don't get the distinct impression that in the actual game the lava monsters only took 2 points of damage out of 100 from a laser beam, and that you had to use freezer beams instead, or am I dreaming? Am I hallucinating? I'm probably hallucinating. It's been a sadly long amount of time since I've actually played the original properly, so I should go back and do that at some point. I should fire up the old XP computer and do that. There's various other bits and bobs I want to try on the XP as well, so I really ought to get back into doing that. It's just so many ruddy cables. Again, I don't know what's up with the strange voices today. But no, I'll get around to doing that at some point, and we can have some more fun with some other older games. I'd really like to get Lego Alpha Team running at some point, but it doesn't run on XP, which irritates me. It runs on Windows 98, I think. Was that the version of Windows that came out before XP or not? I can't remember how dull of a day I was having, but I was having a very dull day recently because I went on Wikipedia and I looked at the like the chronological order of all the versions of Windows and all the various different Windows operating systems and like the years that they were released, and I was having a read through those. And I do remember seeing XP being listed on there, so I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember what the system that Alpha Team actually runs on is, and I'm trying to remember if that's the one that came before or after XP. Probably before, because the vast majority of stuff that came out in the early 2000s could run on XP quite successfully. This thing can't drive over water, can it? No, it can only drive over lava. That's a pain in me bum. And I don't want to shoot all that distance and consume all those crystals. What shall we do with this pickle, friends?
Slimy slug is invading your base.
I am not quite sure. I'm wondering if it might be wise to get like a tunnel scout and then like fly over here, activate a monster, fly it out of the way, leave this guy here, and then shoot the monster when he gets close enough, and then sort of repeat the process. I feel like that could be a vaguely sensible way of doing things. Yes. Because I've got no better idea, and the alternative is that we go and mine out that side of the cavern, which I'm sure is going to be a not frightfully fascinating experience for us all. I'm just going to have to do that, aren't I? So there's not really any point in me putting it off. Right. I can't bring down any vehicles because I've got the building powers set up wrong. Probably don't actually need to have it set up like that anymore, but never mind. If you drop that, please, and then yeah, go get some training. And then get in there. We will see if I can pull this little heist off, which I'm sure is going to go really badly. It doesn't really need a drill on it, so I'm not that fussy about it. Actually, no, let's get into first person. We don't do this in first person very often. I know some people are quite fond of first person. I'm generally more a fan of third person as a rule. But, although saying that, my two favourite games that I can think of off the top of my head that allow you to play in both first person and third person are Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim, both of which I actually play in first person. But it's mostly because the aiming mechanics aren't very sharp, certainly in Fallout in third person, so I'm on the wrong side of the lake. I find it interesting they don't go any faster over water, like how they go faster over this isn't going to work. Like how they go faster over rubble, as you can currently see that he's doing. This is why I wanted to chase him, because I knew that he'd get away from me quite quickly if I didn't. Right, let's try this again. We've only got to do it 6 more times. Oh, blimey. Or I could just activate the lot and say to hell with everything and see what happens. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that and see what goes wrong? The answer to that question is, of course, everything. Yeah, I don't even care if it... maybe I do care if it drains crystals, because we don't really have crystals to spare at the moment, Phil. Right. Here is a situation. The situation is going to go really badly pretty quickly, because I'm going to have to defend the base from slugs. And they're all going to go in different directions. And one of them is going to go for the granite. No, he's going for the... Okay, right. I'm going to tell you to go and get repairs, which basically means just go home. And I'm going to leave you right where you are, because you're very conveniently located at the moment, in order to distract that monster for a few seconds. There we are. Right, now we can bring you home. Right. Okay. Well, that was more time efficient, if nothing else. I can have to bring down the tunnel transport to deal with this situation. Never mind. Let me bring this home and beam it up. We haven't spent any crystals on it or anything, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm just going to have to bring him all the way back home, because they're just going to chase him the whole time. Shockingly, no slugs have appeared. I must say I am genuinely surprised by that. You might as well repair, actually, if you're going to pass by home. No reason not to. I didn't want to send you in that direction, did I? I meant to bring you over here. There we go. And everyone's 15 miles away, which means the only person that's here to defend this place is me and a bit of fence. There's a lot of monsters. Oh, blimey. Okay, well, at least one of them is dead. Oh, blimey. Oh, blimey. Oh, interesting. Interesting. The science continues. So, it's not anything specific to do with the fence. Sorry. Oh, my bones. My bones. My aching old bones. Blimey. I'm only 23. No. What was I talking about? Science. Science! Yes, you've all earned a sandwich after that ordeal. You've all earned a sandwich. Yeah, so it's just about them taking an amount of damage can potentially put them to sleep. It's not specifically anything to do with the fence. That's very interesting. So the fence isn't the deciding factor. It must be more to do with perhaps like the bollocks, like the amount of damage that they've taken and other things. I don't know really. Good. Having another one of them dizzy spells. Good, that's that situation sorted out. Interesting that seemingly only one type of monster can spawn. Obviously, more than one monster can be spawned, in terms of... Oh, blimey, I didn't mean to turn that off. In terms of sleeping monsters. But it does seem like only one form of monster can spawn out of walls, in terms of the... in terms of the ones that come out of the walls just being rock monsters, at least as far as we have observed, would seem to be my vague understanding of how the universe works. There we go. As is so often the case, my ambition has outpaced not just my skill, but also my just general brain power. So I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, let's just carry on with life. So we've got a little bit more, and by a little bit more I mean quite a lot more to mine out on this side. And then we can begin pushing through there. Which I do get the impression we're going to get at most like maybe another 20 crystals or so out of all this. I very much get the impression that this is going to be a mad, wild final push to get all the last set of crystals, and I can't even begin to fathom how many sleeping monsters are going to be in there. So we will just have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm sure what will happen will be complete and utter bedlam, but we'll let that happen in its own due time. Okay, I'm gonna leave the. Oh no, I'm gonna get one shot on him to save me time later. But yeah, I'm gonna sort of let the slug. Actually, no, I don't have to do that, do I? Because they'll still follow seemingly, even if the slug is gone and it's retreating. So yeah, okay, at least up until the point where the slug retreats. So that's good information to have in my brain, because that means I can get rid of the slug, and the men will still head home. I don't have to worry about turning action stations off and drawing them home, so that is good. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. This game takes a lot out of me. I still can't get over how long we've been playing this game together. Like, I started the first Manic Miners video, as best I can recall, I think was in January of 2021, because it happened in there's two at the same place? Oh, there are two in the same place. How fascinating. Not very important, but it's interesting. Yes, yeah, it happened in a real down point in the channel. It was probably the first time I'd felt seriously demotivated about the channel. Because, to give you a little vague history lesson, why not? Because if you're this far in, well, you probably don't get what I'm talking about, so we might as well carry on talking drivel. Yeah, so the channel originally started in May of 2020, I think, which terrifyingly means we are approaching the 5th year anniversary of this channel, and I've got to figure out something to do for the 5th year anniversary, which is going to involve a bit of brainstorming. Got various different ideas on at the moment. I haven't quite decided exactly how I want to approach it, but I'd like to do something vaguely sort of interesting or special, or at least a bit different, for the 5th year anniversary. Yep, they are coming thick and fast. Yeah. So originally, when I was doing when I was making videos, after like the 4th or 5th video, I was making a video every single day, which by modern standards seems, I don't know how the hell I found the time to do it. The answer to that is I was in the middle between two academic years whilst studying at university, and it was all the COVID lockdowns as well, so couldn't go out and do anything, and I wasn't expected to sit in and doing anything on the computer either in terms of my academic work. because it was between years, so there wasn't really anything to do, because most of the exams at the end of the year got cancelled, because I hadn't figured out what they were doing with them at that point, so they were sort of reweighting coursework and stuff, so we ended up not having to do half as much as we probably ought to have, but we won't worry about that. Yeah, what was I talking about? So yes, that's sort of when the channel started. Originally I was doing a video every day, and then when would it have been? Yeah, that sort of September, I guess, when I then went back to university to start the next academic year, I then transitioned to doing, I think at the time I was originally planning to do 2 videos a week, like one on Friday, one on Saturday, and then where I had the time and the energy I did one on Sunday as well. But then I found I always had the time to do 3. I was able to do 3 every week, so we ended up doing 3, and that's where the sort of the weekend videos came from. Well, that was the thing on the channel, and then midweek started, and then obviously some years later we transitioned into today's much more irregular schedule, which is just on a basis of whenever the hell I find myself with the time and the energy and the motivation. Where was I going with this? Anyway, long-winded introduction to the end. I think it was that first sort of making videos whilst also going through an academic term was, yeah, taking more energy out of me than I expected. So yeah, in the sort of December and January of 21, I was feeling a bit demotivated about the channel, and then discovering Manic Miners in the January of 21 was really good, because that helped me discover a game that I really enjoy playing. I had a huge amount of fun playing, and you seem to enjoy it as well. So that was all grand and lovely and cheerful and chipper and cheery, and that fixed all sorts of bad problems. But I've not done this tremendously well, have I? I can't drive and shoot at the same time. Oh, bloody hell. It's like in a video game, if you're like on the back of a car or back of a train or something, and you have to shoot from a moving vehicle in order to where are you lot going, you bunch of daft doofuses? Oh, for crying out loud, there's too much stuff going on. Oh, blimey! No, shoot, for frick's sake. Shoot you straight in the arse. Right. Slowly getting that. Hang on a minute, there's 3 of these little pests. No, they've all got their drained crystals. Good. Where's the last monster gone? Okay, he's gone now, that's fine. You... Screw off! Did you hear me? 1 shot for your left pupil, and there's 1 shot for your right pupil. Oh, it was the sleeping monsters you were dealing with, right. I thought they were running after the monsters that had spawned and then had already gone past them, but no, they were working on completely different monsters. Right, so that explains a lot. I should have thought the moment those sleeping monsters were uncovered that they were a situation I was going to have to deal with. I didn't think, because me and thinking get along like oil and water. Oh, blimey. Anyway, long-winded, boring conversation that nobody cared about over. We've been making Manic Miner videos for, what, upwards of 4 years? We've gone all the way through the standard campaign. We've gone nearly all the way through the Basmod campaign. We've gone through goodness knows how many custom levels. I think this is the 31st episode, for crying out loud. There was competition for a while on the channel for the longest series in terms of the maximum number of episodes. Manic Miners typically had the longest running in terms of the amount of time, longest running of the series between the beginning of the series and the end of the series, after it overtook Subnautica Below Zero. But I don't think there'll ever be competition for the longest series anymore. Now that we've got to about 31 episodes, I'm not sure anything could ever get any longer than this. But here we are, all the same. It doesn't matter. But yes, we have been playing Manic Miners for 4 years. And it's a testament to a certain degree to how much content there is in the game. The fact that I've been able to make this many videos on it, which frankly is quite shocking. Not entirely sure where we will go after this. We might have a little chat about that at the end, and have a few little ideas, and get some of your input as well. As in the end, all of this is hopefully for your amusement, rather than just to keep me off the streets in order to generally keep the wider population safe. But yeah, it's been a long time. We've seen a lot of changes. Seen a lot of changes in those 4 years of what's what and where's where. What am I going to do? I'm just going to send you to many, many miles away. And now I'm going to have to deal with this situation. Away. Stupid slugs. I really, really, really should have relocated my base further south. That would have been a sensible plan. As I've previously stated, me and sensible ideas don't get along frightfully well. Right, some of them have come to deal with the slugs. Some of them have decided to come over here and deal with the menagerie of monsters over here. Oh, brilliant. Right, and now because they're trying to get more of their steps in, they've decided to change their mind about what side of the fight they're on. Oh, brilliant. Oh, do you mean what front of the war, not whose side they're fighting for? Ah, anyway, that's the end of him. Yeah, because there's only like 2 or 3 guys here, which isn't going to go frightfully well. So I'm going to have to... Oh, sheesh. From where? From there. Oh, blimey. This isn't going too bad. We've sort of got things under control. A little bit. Not massively, but a little bit. I really need you to stop smacking me in the face, dude. But by all means, carry on. Right, I'm going to have to bring him home for repairs because he's taking too much damage. I mean, just crystals getting drained and me spending them in the large mobile laser gun don't really matter because, of course, the trucks will just regenerate them very quickly. So that's not anything I'm overly fussy about. But at the same time, it's the principle of the thing. On the bright side, the monsters don't actually seem to be paying too much attention to the people, so they don't actually seem that fussed, which is good, really, because it means they can just sort of meander around and murder people as required without having to worry about any reprisals. So, you know, don't take that line out of context. Oh, sheesh. Move your butts. That's it. Go on, follow your friend. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I do wonder if it might make some semblance of... Hang on a minute. I wonder if it might make some semblance of sense for me to actually pay attention to what the hell it is I'm doing. To have, like, if you moved your base all the way back, but then you had almost like a sort of a target building up front, like a small building that was used to shoot from, maybe a tool store, that you could just have sort of at the front of your base, so that you know that all of the slugs and the monsters would head towards that building, which would give you a little bit more surety about where your enemy will be, and you could make sure that you arranged your mining laser, or mining lasers, in such a manner that you always had a good line of sight to deal with slugs and monsters that were focusing on that building, rather than them having a range of different buildings that they might approach, and thus you'd have to protect multiple angles. I'm currently attempting to do now, and not doing frightfully well. But hey ho, hey ho, here we are. We might as well get on with it because there's no ability on my part to fix anything. So let's just carry on with life, shall we? Is this all hard rock? Yes it is. Then it'll be slightly more efficient if we go down the outside of it. Let me get rid of all these. Yeah, I know, everything's a problem. Is this situation being dealt with? Yes it is, right. and the trucks have next to nothing to do because they've collected up all the ore, and there's just one dude clearing rubble. Good for him. Right, let me bring this over here. There shouldn't be. Oh yeah, there's that bit on that side that he's dealing with. Other than that, there's not a great deal that we need to worry about. So no, stop. Just shush, stop it. Oh no. The way that they just distract all my people is such a bad deal. I know. It's a big problem. It's a big problem because I don't have a big brain. I'll try and deal with it as best I can. Right. Get your bum out of the way. Not that. There we are. There's this tiny, tiny little sweet spot that I have to shoot through. Right. Speaking of shooting things, which one of you is the weaker one? You. Definitely you. Right, let me just get rid of you, and then hopefully the defense will finish you off. That's better. And then... oh, sheesh, the battle continues! I'm too old for this. I'm too tired. I want to go to bed. Oh, blimey. I knew this wouldn't be a short video. Why did I record this after recording something else? I don't have the energy for this. Oh, sheesh. It's been a long journey. Here we are. We are hopefully nearly at the end of it. We're only going to get through a few more bits of wall, probably about another 5,000 bits of ore, and then eventually this will be over. I'll leave them to their various bits of business, and in the meantime, I will see if I can't I'll see if I can't clear out some of this, some of these walls in order to try and minimise the number of potential spawn points for monsters. I'm going to try and clear all of this out before I faff around with that seam. Excuse me. It's hiccups after my dinner many hours ago. Yeah, because I've no evidence the monsters are more likely to spawn if there are crystals about, but at the same time it seems the sort of thing that they might do. So I'm just going to try and minimise the number of crystals that are obviously available. I'm sure that they are. They're very welcome to carry on, because it doesn't seem like there's anything I can do to stop them. There we are, only a few more bits over here, and then we should be pretty much done in this corner. And then we can head off to the last little bit. Set you to drill that bit, set you to drill that bit. How close will the laser cutter actually get? Oh, okay, basically point blank range. I suppose that makes sense. That prevents the possibility of it spending crystals that you wouldn't want to spend by shooting from too far away. So I guess that makes some semblance of sense. Right. Let's get rid of those little bits, and then there shouldn't really be any spawn points of monsters that are worth worrying about. So no, all looks pretty good on the western front. It's more east, since I've seemingly defined that as being south. Oh, right, sorry, I thought that guy was a guy with I thought that was a guy with a gun, but it clearly isn't. That's better. That's good. I like that there's just enough people there that they can just sort of do one blast and then the slug is sent away. I like that. That's quite efficient in terms of time. Because if 2 or 3 slugs do spawn in roughly the same place at roughly the same time, it's good to be able to get rid of them quite quickly. I also like that when 2 slugs spawn at the same time. Blimey. They don't spawn in exactly the same places, sort of spawn coming out from different angles, which means the animations don't line up too many monsters to deal with. Right, if you two would just go and stand over there, please. There we are. And then we'll pretend like the slugs aren't a massive issue, and that my laser cutter and my granite grinder are going to get completely obliterated by the landslides while I am dealing with this situation here. We're just going to pretend like all of that's true. None of it is. But we might as well pretend, because at this point, unrealistic fantasy is all I've got to grip onto. Have the monsters been dealt with? Yes, they have. That's marvellous. I am a happy man. I'd be happier if you skulking, slimy, slithering suckers weren't here for me to deal with. But you are, so I'm just going to have to live with that fact. Right. Okay, you can't tell it's a mine core because it's so you can mine them manually, but you can't instruct it to mine them. That's curious. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're nearly at the end, I think. I hope. I pray. We better be. There's like a whole other half of this to do after, I was all stuck over there. I forgot about that. I was waiting until we had more crystals because obviously I need a tunnel transport to deal with that situation. I forgot about that. I'm a moron, aren't I? Sorry about that. Yeah, stop. Just on the off chance. Just on the off chance there are crystals in there and I don't want the monsters to eat them. Just scoot you out of the way. Yeah, it's too late. It's already too late! Yeah, blimey. I suppose, well, the slugs always seem to take a direct line to whatever the closest building is, which makes a certain amount of sense. So I guess from that you could predict that this one would always go to that building, and this one would always go to that building, and this one's always going to go to that point there. So I suppose on that basis you can sort of figure out what buildings they're going to go for. So I suppose you could plan your base around that in order to try and keep things vaguely safe. And just get rid of you completely because I'm sick to death of you. That's better. Yeah, could you lot leave him alone? I know I am usually the sadistic one that says, can you murder everybody within 15 parsecs, but you know, on this one occasion, if we could not worry about that, I'd be grateful. Blimey, I've done it again. Through the cleft, there we are. I'm sure there's a less grotesque word I could choose. I'm not gonna. But I'm sure there are less grotesque words. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the fact that the guys always pursue monsters and slugs, even if they're retreating. Because on the one hand, especially with the monsters, I can for crying out loud. With the monsters, I can definitely appreciate it because if the monsters have crystals in their belly, it's very important that the monsters are killed before they escape, because you need to get the crystals back. So that much is very sensible and very important. On the other hand, it is a little bit of a pain when they don't have a crystal in them, because then obviously they run away and that distracts the miners from dealing with other situations which are that much more important in the moment. So yeah, it's a little bit of a I can see positives, I can see negatives. Obviously on the slug side there isn't really any reason for them to chase. There's no real productive reason for them to continue to chase the slugs, but they do, so you know, that's the situation of the day. But for the most part we seem to have kept a rough handle on things. Oh, blimey. Right. The whole point of having a team of men with guns was so that they could stay home and deal with the slugs while I went out to fight the monsters. But no. Nope, we've had a little bit of a role reversal. Deal with things slightly differently. Right, I'm going to get the large mobile laser cutter out there because I am not going to have time to stand there and man it in order to keep anything safe. So what I'm going to do, so that at least you have something to look at, is here we go. Is repurpose the. Oh, is that a little dot for the spider? Is it a little dot for a little spider? Yes, indeed. Ew, I don't like that. Right, there's another stupid voice on that. But other than that, everything's going tremendously. Yeah, at least don't track the spider, for goodness sake. Nobody needs that. Although, mind you, having a tracker on a spider could actually be quite useful if you spy one in the corner of your room, and then you go into the kitchen in order to get a cup and a piece of card in order to capture the spider and then pop it out the window. If you could actually track them, then that would help you figure out where they've gone when they mysteriously vanish when you disappear from the room for 30 seconds in order to get your equipment. So yeah, at least now you can observe. Oh, and you can see the little baby monsters as well. I wonder what little baby monsters are called. I'm very curious about that. Small monster! They're called small monsters! That's cute, I like that. Yeah, at least you can see a very simple, rudimentary form of the battle, if not an exciting one. There we are. Again, you can see it sort of in the distance. Like you bought really crappy tickets at a concert. Oh, there's one here. I was just wondering, how did that truck end up with a crystal that got drained? How did that happen? It happened because I wasn't paying attention to what the hell it is I'm doing. You know, out of sheer pity, for this poor man that just lives his life holding a shovel, I'm actually going to get a load of those up. I'm going to put him in it because it doesn't seem wholly fair that he just has to do that while everyone else either gets the exciting job of murdering monsters or at least gets to drive a little vehicle and have a bit of a sit down and have their patoot warmed by the revving engine. Right, that's that situation sorted out. Huzzah! Oh, blimey. No time for huzzahs. Situation is too dire. You come over here, because I've got a job for you to do. Oh dear. Where? Nowhere good, obviously, but where specifically? There, specifically. Right. Are there two of them? Are they moving in exactly the same position, or is another one spawned from somewhere else? I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait and see where they arrive. Because at the moment, there's a few too many slugs for me to deal with. I know the idea of multiplayer in this game has been floated a few times. I'm generally not a fan of multiplayer in general, in the sense that I can't think of a single instance when I played a game in multiplayer and actually had more fun than if I played it on my own. Which possibly says more about me than it says about multiplayer games. Oh, there's the other one. But, yes, I don't know if it ever would be implemented into Manic Minus, but in a situation like this, I can sort of see the benefit of having a multiplayer element, because one person could just sit around doing base defense and the other person can actually get on with the game. So there's that element to consider. Bloody hell, there's more here than there were in Back to Basics, which I suppose makes sense. You know, they did say this will be your toughest mission yet and all that. So, you know, it does make sense that this be more difficult than Back to Basics. Sheesh-a-rooney. Right, let me bring down somebody else. How many people have we got at the moment, actually? We've got 16, okay, that's fine. I assume we brought out 5 extras rather than 10. Okay. Let's get the charge transport going so that we can get the granite grinder over the river. And then what? And then I am going to... Oh, interesting. So it will shoot from a distance if it's already a distance away. Curious. Rather than actually driving up to point blank range. Presumably if it's like within a 0 crystal shot distance, is what I'm trying to say. Let me bring this back over here. We can keep track of the fight. Yeah, if you'd be so kind to drop that, please. What happens if you drop stuff in the sea? Odd that I've never thought to try that before, but I've never actually thought of dropping a vehicle that can't work in the sea in the sea. Although saying that, I do remember a few times in the old days, I think in I Spy, no, not I Spy, the other one, Air Raiders, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I feel like there were some problems with the movement of the trucks sometimes. They'd get like too close to the corners of lakes, and then they'd sort of fall into the lakes, and then the vehicle would sink and then the crystals would spawn at the side, and the man would jump out, obviously, to rescue himself. So I vaguely recall something like that happening at one point. So I wonder if just exactly the same thing might happen here. That might be vaguely interesting. I might do that at the end, just as a little point of curiosity. How am I going to do this in a manner that doesn't get everything screwed up? I'm going to have to... You are not going to have a spanner on you, are you? I mean, a hammer. That would... Actually, hang on a minute. Before you... you're not going to be a geologist, are you? Oh, damn, everything's a hell in a handbasket. How am I going to do this? I'm just going to have to drill these walls out. And then hope and pray that the tunnel transport gets here quickly enough. Which I've just realised a much more sensible plan would have been to bring the tunnel transport here, so that it was ready to pick up the crystals immediately. I really should have brought the large mobile laser cutter over here instead of the granite grinder, because the granite grinder is defenceless. So that was a bit daft of me, wasn't it? Never mind. Never mind. Still only up to 77 crystals, and we're doing this for an hour and 35 minutes. Right. You get these 4 crystals, my friend, and don't you dare pick up a single solitary piece of ore. Have you picked up a piece of... You've picked up a piece of ore, you absolute blithering idiot. You are a muppet. Oh, for goodness sake. Why do I try? Why do I try with this game? I feel like I'm dealing with children. Never mind. Never mind. I'm out of words. I'm sorry if you were expecting some sort of more intelligent commentary, but no, I am out of words. Right, let me drill this one open as well for no particular good reason, and then you can get some more of the crystals. No, you can just get all the ore. Because why wouldn't you do that? That's the strategic thing to do, isn't it? Now let me think, let me have a think here. We've got pieces of ore, which currently serve no purpose whatsoever, and we already have 1,361 of the bloody things, or crystals, which are the be-all and end-all in the literal life or death of whether we win this or not. Now, which should I pick up? Stuff we don't need, or stuff that we do need? I suppose I can't blame them for picking up the stuff that they don't need instead of picking up the stuff that they do need, because every time I go to the supermarket I do the same thing, because what I need is things like vegetables and potatoes and rice, but instead what I buy is just like chocolate. So, you know, that's, you know, perhaps people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I'm just sort of sitting here and existing at the moment, so that's fun. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, this will open up a little pathway through here by the looks of things. And then we've got this sort of little island on the right hand side to have a little look at. And then, yeah, well... Okay, there is a path through there. Okay, that's good. That's going to allow me to join a few bits up. Okay, have all the crystals been collected from over here? Not quite. No. Can I be really, really mean and just tell you to leave the ore behind, please? Would that be cruel of me to make you do that? If you pick up the ore again, I'm going to get really grumpy. Thank you. I'm glad we could come to a reasonable arrangement. I'm scared to go through here. I'm really blooming scared to go through there, because I'm afraid it's going to reveal the final cavern, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready for such things yet. Okay. Let's have a bloody hell. Let's have a blast through here and see what we find. The quicker I get rid of these, the better. Because obviously monsters could spawn out of these pieces at any moment, so I want to dispatch them post haste. go. There should all be corners now, so it shouldn't really matter. But I'll just get rid of them all the same. Okay, so there's a fair few crystals here. That's good. Thank you. I've realised a really stupid plan. What I now realise was a really stupid plan of putting the trained people with the guns and the untrained people in the cars was a stupid idea, because of course the trained people are the people who are the geologists, who are the people I'm much more over from there. Well, I don't guess they've been left with many other options, but yes. The question, $1 million or otherwise, is what blimey. Should have brought down more trucks. Yeah, you need to train people in trucks because they need to be geologists so that you can actually see what the hell it is you're doing. Unless you have the entire map memorized, which I used to back a great many years ago for the simpler days of the original game versus nowadays when everything's all different and changed. But yes, oh shit. Four slugs. Okay, that's probably the most I've seen in Manic Miners. I feel like in the original game there were moments when there were maybe 8 or 9 slugs spawned at any given time during the most hectic moments of Back to Basics. So I don't think these numbers are not unprecedented by base game standards, although they are unprecedented, at least for me, by Manic Miner standards. I thought the slug got hit by the fence then. That would have been nice. But no such thing, of course not. I can't remember why they always said that the slugs are immune. I seem to remember reading somewhere that it's like the slugs are sort of short enough that they can... yeah, carry on by all means. The slugs are short enough that they can go under the beams. Although I'm not wholly sure how well that lines up in the modern way of looking at things. That slimy slug is definitely short enough. I'm not sure these ones are, because look, they're practically the same height as these guys, and their heads definitely intersect with the fence. So I don't know. Okay, good. That's nothing to worry about, grand. So I guess I'm gonna have to bring this over here. Oh dear, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, but we are so nearly at the end of this. Oh sheesh, I need to bring down some fire support. There we go. Right, I need someone who is a geologist. Yeah, you. Why not you? Now, I have to hope that no monsters spawn during this, otherwise everything's going to get a bit screwed up. But I want to... yeah, I'm not going to be able to take him over there in order to have a look at that bit of wall there, which might be something, it might be nothing on the other side of it. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not a geologist. It's the guy in the granite grinder, isn't it, anyway? So I can't really find out. But I just want to run the Brickster along the sort of the perimeter here a little bit, just to get a vague idea, if I can, if there's anything here that I should be. I'm looking at the wrong bit of the map, aren't I? Yeah, I was thinking that. Ow. I hope that was comedic, because it hurt. Okay. Well, that's thrown a spanner in my works, hasn't it? Interesting. So this is more significant than I ever realised. Interesting. Right. You beady-eyed little man. I didn't need to be this kind. No, I kind of like that as a better thumbnail. I like this little laser cutter in the background. Oh, blimey, what has my life devolved into? Okay, so this goes nowhere, is what you're telling me. Interesting. Very interesting. Sneaky, 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 sneaky Baz. Right. I haven't missed any other bits of wall that I could drill through, have I? Have a quick look on the old radar on, radar off. And make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't believe that I have new. Nope, I don't think I've missed anything. Alright. In that case, there's not a lot to do but get the old tunnel transport. Wherever she is. There she is. Yeah, get the old tunnel transport and have her carry the large mobile laser cutter across the water. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Hard rock, okay, that's good. I was just worried, for instance, sorry, the little blue magnet bits there suddenly reminded me of those weird blue circlet things from the old World Blues DLC of Fallout New Vegas. There's a completely meaningless, some random thing that you didn't need to know, but I told you anyway for some bizarre frickin' reason. No, I was worried for a minute that we would access the main cavern via this passageway here, and then this would be the only way to ferry the crystals out, which of course would bollock up my ability to get them out safely with the trucks. Because of course what you do in the old days is you'd just bust through here, and then, you know, you'd have basically every single man in a truck bar one, and that guy breaks down the wall, and then every other guy in the truck just races in there, grabs as many crystals as possible, and gets out before anything can go wrong. Okay. Stop teasing. Stop teasing. Just explain. Explain what's going to happen. Oh, I'm so scared because I can break through here, and that will probably give the trucks access. But I don't know how quickly I can do that. Oh, blimey. I'm gonna bring down 4 more people and 4 more trucks. Because I know when I break through there, I know that there's going to be a 0% chance that it's just loads of lovely crystals and everything's all calm and quiet, right? At the very least, 1 million slugs are going to spawn, right? So I'd rather the process was as short as humanly possible. But what I expect will happen is we'll bust into the cavern, and then there will be a load of sleeping monsters there, and I will have to somehow work around them or slowly pick them off one by one. In which case it would probably be better that there isn't a land path. Yes, in which case it would be better that there isn't a land path to get there, because I don't want to draw the people away from... I don't want to draw the people away from base defense. Interesting. It's fascinating, really, just sort of the dynamic I'm witnessing within my own mind, because on the one hand I'm trying to figure out how all these processes are going to work, which presumably is the sort of thing that we all used to think when we first played the game. But it's sort of different now, because I know a lot of sort of my capabilities and what I can do with the game. It's not complete trial and error, as I'm just sort of guessing or figuring things out as I go. I know enough to have an idea, but not enough to be sure that what I'm going to do is correct. Which is both interesting and terrifying, because I want to progress, and I need to progress, and I have a little bit of knowledge, but perhaps not quite enough to feel confident in my progression. Right, okay. We're going to slow down a little bit. I know what you're thinking. Phil, you've been doing this video for nearly an hour and 50 minutes. It's currently nearly 10 PM at night. You are going slow enough as it is. Yes. Yes, I agree. I agree. But I'm slowing down a little bit further. You better not have any bloomin' ore in your hold. Crying out. I need to bring a 3rd support station at this rate. Oh, you've already got the 4th. I don't want to put the... Damn. I've realised something irritating. I don't want to put the monster strength slider down, but I feel like I have to do that. No, I won't do that. That would be silly. No, I'm not going to do that. No, what I've realised is, of course, the rock monsters can't walk across the water, so the only thing they have to do is attack the vehicles. That's really bad. Okay. With all the extra trucks they've got, it shouldn't matter if one or two slugs get one or two crystals. I'm gonna have to take the monsters down myself, and I have to take them down one at a time because they're not going to attack. Surely they want to attack the vehicles and destroy them so that they beam up and then they can eat the crystals. No? Maybe he's too far away, but I'm not that far away, surely. Well, this is going to make my life 1,000 times easier. See what I mean about having, like, enough knowledge to have some degree of a plan, but not enough of a plan that I actually feel confident is going to work. Because I know all the resources and the strategies, but nothing's tried and tested, and there's always this underlying variable of, yeah, but how is Baz going to screw with my plans? But this is making my life 1,000 times easier. For some silly reason, they're just not interested in playing. Maybe they think I've been going too long as well, and they want to go to bed. I can empathise. Right. Once this guy's gone, this situation will have been dealt with, which is tremendous. Right. I'm going to bring... Yeah, I'm going to make... I might regret this later, but I am going to create a joining with the rest of the map so that the trucks can come and help me. In the meantime, I'm going to drill out all of this stuff as best I can. It's just to see sort of where that gets us, really. And we'll sort of... Yeah. Then we'll probably find a way to break through this wall, presumably, to access the final cavern. We're very close in terms of that's where the walls were before that you went through, so we're certainly not far away. But again, lack of geologists and vehicles means I don't have the faintest idea. It was a really stupid plan of mine, wasn't it, to change that? But never mind. I suppose it's made it more interesting, more intriguing, more. Oh, blimey, goodness! And there's a crystal there. I don't know who you are, but you're my favourite person. Right, I'm so frickin' screwed. Sheesh. Right. This is why this is the yes, I remember now. I didn't want to create a bridge between the old land and the new land because I didn't want people to get distracted by the sleepy monsters. That was it. That was it. That was the downside, wasn't it? Yes, I remember now, because the upside, the massive upside, was that the guys would be able to come and collect the crystals. The massive downside is the whole slug problem. Oh, blimey. I'm so frickin' screwed. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of one of these monsters because I can't let them... Okay, there we are. I can't let... Oh, blimey. And there's no people to mend anything! What have I done? I'm being a dummy! Okay. This is an interesting pickle I've got myself in, but here we are all the same. Okay. Is that all the monsters gone? I think so, yes. That's good. That's good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off action stations, everyone can have a sandwich, we're going to have a relaxing holiday from that bloody red light that keeps going off, and then everyone can get some spanners and mend up all these buildings. Which buildings have been damaged? Is it just those two? Yes it is, okay, that's grand, I can live with that. I didn't realise that's what was going on. I should have, but I didn't. So that's why it's important not to just put everyone in vehicles, because then there's no people to hang around and repair stuff. Right. I am such a moron. Through the cleft. There we go. Okay. I think everything's been mended now. That's marvelous. Oh, stop it. The stupid thing is half that damage has probably been done by me shooting stuff by accident rather than by monsters with their big rocks. But never mind. Right. That crisis has been averted, just in time for the next one to arrive, I'm sure. Right now, before my freaking vehicle's gone. I'll throw back here. I sent them home to get repairs, didn't I? That was silly of me. Right. I should repair you, actually. You won't take a little bit of damage, but it doesn't hurt to get a repair while we're here. Right. Oh, blimey. People said I could do Back to Basics and Rocky Horror in the same video. Do you have like a whole day to dedicate to watching one of my videos? Because if you don't, I don't think you'd have time to watch 2 levels in one video anymore. Because it would take probably upwards of 4 hours. Right. Let's carry on with this department. Let's get rid of that and these as well. Okay. We must nearly be at the end now, please. I don't know how much more my heart can take. My blood pressure needs to go down and my life expectancy needs to go back up, please. Okay. I'm frightened of breaking through these walls because I do not know what we are going to find on the other side. Other than complete and utter bedlam. But that goes without saying. Okay. I don't guess there's anything that we can do. Okay, it might be... Okay, it looks like this layer was alright. The layer behind it is a little bit more fishy with that point and these points here. I might have to bring in another geologist to have another quick look at things. Let me set those to reinforce. And, yeah, I'll just have to make you do this one. Because, I should have upgraded you. Oh, I should have upgraded you, dude. I'm sorry I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I did that so you wouldn't have to walk around so much, and then I didn't even let you speed up. There we go. I forgot you don't even use like a bump prompt for this. You just sort of bump your noggin into it. You sort of give the wall a little bit of a boop. I'll leave it to the I wonder if there might actually be a sort of a balance where you don't need to worry about slugs at all, because it would get to a point where it like reaches a maximum level of slug spawns. Like, I don't know, 6 slugs or whatever, and then, come on, Slugface. We did this before, we're doing it again. I assume if you're going to first person, you can't look up and see the slug, can you? No, you can see the body, but it'd be kind of cool if you see the little antenna. That would be sort of sweet, I think. No, just because I'm still scared. I'm still scared, so I just want to have a little meander over here and yeah, just have a quick check with the scanner and see what I can see on the other side of these walls here. It's going to take me a little while to get there because obviously all the rubble is here, but never mind. Let me finish this one. It's nearly done. I'm gonna help, even if only a little bit. Excuse me, sir. I've just been tripped over by a spider. You don't need to run me down as well. That's just rude. Right. Let's have a quick scan behind these 2 walls and see what we can see. If for no other reason I know which one to go through first. Yeah, I can already see a little red dot there. And unlike the one that attracts the cat, it's not benign. Okay, so there's nothing behind these ones, that's fine. I don't want to do this. can we go back in time 2 hours and tell Phil that this is the wrong day to do this video? Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through that wall because it's all going to go wrong. And I don't have another 2 hours to redo this level. Oh, blimey. If they're already spawned, they must be asleep. So I can pick them off one by one. But if there's loads of crystals in there, the trucks are just going to drive in there and pick up all the crystals, and they're going to wake up all the monsters, and then there's going to have to be more crystals than there will be trucks. Because we need to find, like, at least another 227 crystals. Oh dear. Well, hold on to your hats. This is about to go badly. Right. Straighten my tie. I don't want to face defeat looking uncouth, do I? Right. Might replace my water with whiskey next time. Right. Here goes everything. I'm so freaking scared. Would you just mind, like, giving me a little bit of a hug? Because I'm a little bit frightened. Okay, that's not what I expected. I expected this bit of land. I expected the lava around the edge. I expected these bits of wall here. What I didn't expect was there to be no crystals. Presumably then all the crystals are in here. Right. Okay. Sorry. My very slow, tired, knackered, defeated, helpless brain is trying to figure this out very, very, very slowly. Right. Okay. Let me get rid of the monsters. Then, once we've done that, we can reevaluate the situation. Hopefully the monsters reaching this little bit of land just here where I'm currently stood is not going to draw the men away from the base, otherwise we're going to end up in a massive pickle. It probably is going to draw them away, but we'll just have to see how it goes. In fact, actually, can I just have a quick squiz? Okay, so far the situation's still vaguely acceptable. I'll give you a little head start then, my friends. What did I take damage from? Oh, I took damage from a landslide, of course I did. How stupid of me. Right, I'm going to deal with the monsters that are further away, because they, of course, will take longer to get anywhere near that bit of land, so I can at least get rid of a few more monsters before I have to worry about them being too much of an issue. And I really don't want to break open that wall on the right-hand side that's just coming into view, because, of course, I want to keep the men in the base, defending from the slugs, and at the moment there's no purpose for the trucks to be in here. There's not even any to pick up or crystals, so there's really no reason to open that wall. It would be a very silly thing to do. And for once I'm not going to do it. Don't you be eyeing me up, man. Oh dear. Okay. What am I going to do next? Do I need to replace my battalion of trucks with a battalion of tunnel transports? I get the distinct impression that's what I should do, because of course the trucks can't bring stuff over lava, can they? How the hell am I don't want to move 200 crystals 2x2. Right, we're not going light in the arc. It won't be 2x2, it'll be 4x4. But hey ho. Let's open this. And then what I'm going to do is get the trucks to construct a piece of power path here. And then I'll build a tool store here. And then at least the tunnel transport won't have as far to go. Right? At least the tunnel transport won't have as far to go. Oh dear. Seems almost peaceful from this distance. It's not, it's complete chaos over there. But it seems peaceful. Okay. That crisis has been averted. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Yeah, how am I going to do this? Well, this stuff, I guess, the trucks can access, can't they? Yeah, look, there's some stuff behind there as well. Maybe this isn't quite the situation that I thought it was. At least some of this will be accessible by the, hang on a minute. What's this blooming great lump in the earth here? Can you see that? There's like this big lump here. Is there a big lump on the other side? And there's a big dip. Blimey. This is a problem. This is a big problem. I'm so sick of shooting slugs. Yeah, buildings and okay, so they're blowing. Okay, so they've destroyed that tool store. That's fine, I can live with that. I can't live with them destroying the granite grinder, so I'm gonna have to go and rescue that in a minute. But I need to get rid of the slug first. Right. Okay, the lava monsters left. That's good. That's okay. So that means that different types of monsters can spawn. Because there weren't any lava monsters left, and then all of a sudden there were two disappearing tools. Okay, so multiple types of monsters can spawn. Interesting, interesting. So the type of monster which spawns is doesn't directly correlate solely to the type of level that you're in, i.e. lava, rock, or ice. It presumably can be dictated within the level editing. Interesting. Interesting. Yep, there we are. Lava monster spawning. Right. Think, Phil. Use your brain for 2 seconds and think, what the hell am I going to do? Oh dear, I seem to have got myself in a little bit of a pickle. If these monsters keep spawning, which I imagine that they will, we are going to get ourselves in a very serious issue, because I can't get rid of all those walls, because I can't reinforce them, because of course the granite grinder can't get there. The loader dozer can't get there, because of course it can't go across lava like the large mobile laser cutter can. And I can't just drill all those walls out, because that's what's going to reveal the crystals. What an interesting conundrum I have found myself with. How the hell am I going to fix this problem? I don't really know. I'm not wholly sure how to progress from this point. I guess the monsters probably destroyed that piece of power path as well, didn't they? Just a big old pain in my bum. They do love being a pain in my bum. Right, I thought I could hear the noise of a slug sucking power, but I don't actually. Presumably I didn't hear that, because really, where are you lot going? Because they don't actually bring it up. Right, sorry, my brain is slowly shutting down. Forgive me. I'm gonna leave that guy for the time being. This is probably a stupid idea, but I've done lots of those today, so why don't we carry on? Because if I drill these out, I'm just going to reveal more walls. More spawn points for monsters, and then as soon as I reveal a crystal, monsters will spawn, and then they'll just eat the crystal and run away. like that. Yep, like this. Again with the stupid frickin' voices. No, they didn't destroy the They didn't destroy the power path. That's curious. I don't know why they didn't. I'd have done that. This is interesting. I have got a really stupid plan. I'm gonna do it all. This is the stupidest idea I ever had in my life. Oh, blimey. This is gonna take all day to get all this fence out. This is gonna look so freaking derpy. Oh my giddy on. I mean, it's interesting. It's making me invent strategies I've never utilized before, but sheesh. At least now, right, from where the monsters spawn, they can't get as far, right? That's what I'm trying to reduce. I'm trying to reduce how far they can get. Because then that reduces the amount of time that the men spend being diverted, right? Yeah. I'm sure they won't walk into the fence while it's just there. They're not that freaking stupid. Yeah, this is an absolute disaster. But we're gonna carry on for some bizarre reason that nobody understands. Oh, you grumpy pants, stop it. Oh no, actually he might. Oh no, he's not, because there's a gap. He won't die because there's a gap. I don't just mean a brand of clothing. Right, that's the end of him. Now where's the other one gone? Okay, he's there. Oh sheesh. Oh sheesh. Oh sheesh on a Christmas cracker! Oh, I said that. You don't eat crackers at Christmas, and if you do, they're not special Christmas crackers, they're just regular boring crackers. Get your tunnel transporting arse out of me laser's way! Stupid. Oh my god. I don't think situating my base further south would have helped. It'd have bought me a few seconds here and there, but it would not have been a deciding factor, shall we say. Okay, the men are back home. That's grand, and the fence has been constructed. Good. So now, when the monsters spawn, they will die quicker, right? If two of them continue to spawn at the same time, the whole plan will fall apart, because one of them will die, and then the other one will survive because of the cooldown. And there's nothing which is... Oh no, actually, if I get rid of that piece, that will make a join, won't it, on the land? So the trucks will still be able to access. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I'm so tired. I'm sorry if I'm running out of things to say, but I'm running out of things to say. 2.25 hours, and we're only, what, a third of our crystal requirement? Yep, there come all the monsters. So watch. One of them's a bit dead. And the other three are still completely fine. Okay, 2 of them have. Okay. I wasn't really planning on 4 spawning at the same time, but by all means, why not? Oh, for some sort of priorities thing. Oh, are they not going after the lava monsters because they're stood on lava? So presumably they're like inaccessible in the same way they wouldn't run towards monsters in a cavern that they couldn't access by foot. Yes. Presumably that's what's going on. How interesting. How interesting. Right. Well, this plan needs revising.
Slimy slug is invading your base.
I'm going to try and sort of thicken the fence, as it were, in the hope that I can sort of catch one monster and then the next monster will sort of still get caught in the still get caught after the cooldown has regenerated, but before they're out of the area. There's only 2 of them this time. I have a slightly better chance. And they're going for the crystals. Of course they are. And there's no trucks here to defend. Oh, good. Oh, good. I am going down with my ship. Could some bleeding trucks turn up, please? Could some... Thank you. Could some... If this thing gets beamed up, I'm going to be a very sad man. Deal with all that in just a second. You think you're safe, do you? Guy. That's better. Right. Man alive. I mean, in a few levels like Back to Basics, Baz has been very creative, but sheesh. This is the most connivingly creative thing I've ever seen. I'm genuinely impressed. Irritated beyond all measure, because this is going to take all freaking day for me to sort out, because I just do not know how to get rid of these monsters from spawning. I know I'm not doing myself any favours by having all the sliders turned up, but they've been up this long, they might as well stay up for the rest of our evening together, or possibly the rest of the night. Could this video begin to challenge the longest video ever on the channel, which I think is like 2 hours and 56 minutes? I don't know. You already do, because you know how long these things are. I dread to think what the frickin' file size is going to look like. This isn't quite working, is it? Because they're getting... Yeah, because they're getting across before it's recharged, aren't they? Yeah, I need to extend it in this direction is the thing. Do you think I could take advantage of the monsters being... Do you think I could have taken advantage of the monsters being asleep by, like, if there are, like, 2 sleeping monsters, it says, okay, well, the last 2 monsters that spawned are still, you know, still around. They haven't been defeated, they haven't been driven off, so you need to wait for those monsters to be dealt with before... I mean, just like screw me with a golden rake covered in the pus of a leper, because why not at this point? I never cried on camera, but I might in a minute. Oh, for sake. I am so freaking screwed. Right. I have no idea what to do. For the first time ever, in playing Manic Miners, I have got no idea what to do. I am just gonna sort of sit here and let the situation unfold as it chooses to. Bloody hell, this is going to be a very slow battle. I'm considering getting a 3rd support station and bringing down more men. Because at this point I freaking need them. Okay, it looks like this situation is starting to hot up, so let's get the viewpoint on there. Oh yes, and I suppose they're all going to scoot their way across the rubble, aren't they? Oh, I let that bloody upgrade station get blown to bits if it would only help. I assume you're coming home for repair. I sincerely hope you are anyway. Okay, they're dealing with the situation more competently than I am, so for that I am grateful. Taught my team well. by teaching them all the things that you shouldn't do, by making all the bloody mistakes. Oh, stop it! Is there going to be that many energy crystal seams in the dip? Is that what I should expect? Because if so, I can live with that. I do wish it was on the other side, because of course I'm going to have to work my way all the way around before the trucks will be able to access it and bring the crystals home. But it's vaguely a situation that I can deal with. So, very grateful there's only been 3 slug holes. Very grateful for that. Which, now that I think about it, actually, there only being 3 slug holes. Why don't I move the base to the other end of the map? Then it would take the slugs like 5 minutes to get from here to there. And then the men could stay up that end where they need to be. And then, yeah, this is like the most bloody obvious thing in the world. I need to move the base to the other end of the map. Can I be asked to do that? Not really, but it probably would be sensible. Oh, blimey. Right, I doubt we'll find any crystals in here, but I'm going to go and have a look just on the off chance. Right, okay, yes, I think, pro strategy, move your base to the other end. Move your base onto that island. Surround it with fence, and then build, you know, you don't have to have the whole base, you have like the power station, the support station, and a mining laser, and that would probably be enough. You probably wouldn't need anything else than that. But yeah, if you had that much, then the guys would be much closer to where they need to be. The trucks would be much closer to where they need to be. Everything would just be in a better location, and you'd be further away from the slug holes, because then the slugs would spawn. They'd then come towards your base. That would take them a minute, 2 minutes. They'd then be defeated. I've realised the whole of my logic, which I'll come to in a second. They'd be defeated, they'd then take another minute or 2 to get back to their holes, they'd despawn, then the next set would respawn and take another 2 minutes, so there'd be a much bigger lag in between having to fight slugs. The problem, of course, is every time the slugs spawn, the men are going to get diverted down south, rather than staying up north where they're supposed to be. So that would be the flaw of my logic. I guess if you didn't open up this cavern to like a footpath access, if you didn't do that, then you could like beam up your men, beam up your whole base, basically relocate your entire base on the other side of this pool of water, and then you can just forget the slugs completely, because the slugs will not be able to reach you by that point. Well, there's no crystals, mate, so you do what you want. You do what you want. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm not going to bust through that wall either, because it's only going to give the monsters another opportunity to attack me. So this should work, right? Because yeah, they're going through their silly speaking of silly things, they're going through their silly process of falling asleep, which is obviously irritating me, because that's probably still attracting the men over, rather than just getting rid of them. Which is a problem. I severely regret putting all the sliders up. I really wish I hadn't done that. That has really bitten me in the arse. I was going to say I'd love to see somebody do this with all the sliders at maximum. No, I wouldn't, because I don't get off on the schadenfreude of watching other people suffer. Oh, to hell with it all. I can't do this anymore, I'm so tired. I'm going to turn off all collection. There's no need for it to be on, and it's just wasting time at the moment. From whence? From thence! Pain in the arse, isn't it? Yeah, I'll turn off ore collection, that way we don't need to worry about, are you going after the granite grinder? Probably are, aren't you? There we go. The monsters wake each other up. No, they don't. I'm going to do another study. Sequel to my previous academic paper on sleeping monsters. If I just let the slugs have dominion, what happens? Do the slugs just stick around forever, or do they eventually get satiated and then leave? Because if it's literally just a case of crystals get drained and then they get recharged, I can probably live with that. I'd rather not live with it, but I can live with it. There's going to be a problem when there are crystals up in that direction, because then some of the trucks are going to get diverted away. But maybe I don't need to worry about fighting off the slugs quite as much as I currently am. Because maybe it's alright. Maybe the slugs aren't too much of a problem. Hello, Bib. Yes, I know, I've spent the entire evening sat here talking to myself, and you're wondering how the hell I've managed to go 2 hours and 25 minutes without a single jump cut. Frankly, I'm wondering that as well, but here we are all the same. I guess this is what people do when they live stream. And live. I'm just being reminded with the length that we're doing this, not to suggest that it's comparable, but when people used to do, like, or maybe they still do, I don't know, I don't pay much attention to these things anymore, when people used to do like 24-hour charity live streams, blimey, how did people find the energy and the time to do that? Okay, they're not interested in the crystals. I find that surprising. I find that most curious. Okay. What I think I'm going to do, for the most part, is forget about the slugs. I just can't be bothered with those anymore. I'll leave the trucks and the tunnel transport to figure that out. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of keep a vague handle on the monsters. Yeah. Well, this is an interesting pickle we've got ourselves into, isn't it? He don't want to go to sleep, he don't want to retreat, he don't want to do nothing, he just wants to stand around. Okay, fine. I'll live with that. Yeah, how the hell do people do 24-hour live streams? A lot of caffeine, I'm guessing. How bloody hoarse would your voice be? I was talking for 24 hours. I'm only going 2.5, mine's already on the blink. Well, 3 I suppose, actually, because I recorded a half-hour video before this. Sheesh. Yeah, what other things I wanted to do this evening? What other things I needed to do? Jobs that needed doing. They're not happening now. Let's just keep going, because I don't have the energy to change my tactic at this point. Yes, I could relocate my whole base over here, and that would speed things up enormously. I might actually build another I might build a quick tool store, because that will shorten the distance that the trucks and the tunnel transport travelling. So that will be a little bit of a help, won't it?
A monster has appeared.
From where? From there. Oh yeah, I forgot about that problem. I'm gonna have to deal with that problem. Yeah, the slugs can do what they want. I don't care. They can behave as they please. I genuinely don't give a rat's ass anymore. I'm going to check a few trucks though for damage, because I feel like they're getting a bit damaged, and I just want to make sure that everyone's still in decent condition. Condition you in, you can do the repair. Because they don't consume crystals, do they? They just drain them, so there's no reason really for me to be overly protective against the slugs. They're a pain in the arse, don't get me wrong, and you know, if I could chop their heads off with a great big knife, I would. But you know, you can't have everything in life. You just have to take what you can get. Right, yeah, there we are. I'm just going to get rid of this stupid wall here, because this is irritating me. I'm going to put that there. There we go. And then at least now, when the trucks and the tunnel transport are in this area, they don't have to travel all the way back there in order to deposit stuff. So that should speed things up a little bit. And goodness knows we can do with all of the expediency that we can possibly get round here. There's no significant number of crystals in here, is there? It's all in that ruddy dip. That's where it all is, isn't it? There are as many ore seams as there were on the left. There are as many crystal seams on the right as there were ore seams on the left, is what I'm trying to say, and failing quite spectacular. I think the whole reason of all those ore seams being there, because obviously you don't need the ore for anything. I think the whole purpose of that is to just to give you the idea of what to expect. I think that's just like to put the idea in your brain. Do you want your supper? I frankly feel exactly the same way, my dear, but we're both going to have to wait. Yeah, the trouble with this, of course, is that now there are now no trucks here. But mind you, if there's no monsters spawning, for as long as there are no monsters spawning, we're actually fine, because, yeah, the men are keeping the slugs at bay, and the trucks are dealing with the crystals. So until more monsters spawn and draw the men away from the base, we're actually doing alright. Which is a shocking thing for me to say at this juncture. Or junction, or whatever the bloody word is, I don't really know. Oh, I should read more. Sorry, I'm just getting philosophical about, my existence and my failures in life now that we've reached a point in the evening where it's normally dark and I'm alone and I'm just staring at my ceiling. So here we all are. This video has been a journey. We've been some places together, haven't we? Sheesh. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's alright, babe. I promise I've not gone mad. Well, I have gone mad because I'm doing this. You'd have to be clinically bonkers to do this. I promise you. I promise you I'm not mad. Oh dear. Right, okay. I'm so scared to find out what the file size of this video is going to. I'm going to have to compress the living. I'm going to have to stick this through an industrial press in order to get it small enough that I can actually upload. Oh, or maybe pinch some of work's Wi-Fi. It's a bit faster than here. Couldn't get much bloody slower. Oh, this was a stupid plan, wasn't it? Because of course the trucks can't access this. So I'm going to have to hope that I can bust through here. I don't know what that is. Of course I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm going to have to hope that exactly this situation doesn't happen. They should just leave immediately because, yes, perfect. In fact, I might leave those walls there just so that they keep spawning. But then there's probably not going to be a way to get the trucks to access the main area of seams when we get there. Okay, good, we can bust through here. Okay, that's good. At least that means I can get the granite grinder over here, and the trucks can access it again if needs must. Okay, we're still only up to 164 crystals. I do not know how, but never mind. We still need another 190. 186. Okay. Where's my little loader dozer? I've got a little job for you to do, little friend. I need you to come and clear a few spots over here, please. Because I want to build another tool store.
Tunnel transport.
Because I want to get all these guys a little bit closer to home. How is the situation on the home front, gents? Everything seems to be going tremendously. Excellent. Do your country proud. Yeah, I want to build another tool store here because, of course, I think when I bust through here, I'm going to rejoin up with a pathway, and I want to minimise the path that's needed for the trucks and the tunnel transport to start moving crystals, because I imagine it will be rather chaotic, and I don't think... Well, if it's all just energy crystals in, it should be alright, because there won't actually be any crystals on the floor, and then I can deal with any number of sleeping monsters. And then, actually, that's daft, isn't it? I should put it... I should put it there instead. Please don't go all the way home for 2 pieces of ore. Please just use the ore that's already here. Or at least go over there to get the ore. Please. Please. No. Okay, fine. Up nearly 3,000 pieces of ore. How many pieces of ore do you get if you drain this place dry? Who has the wherewithal to drain this place? Who is gonna build this? Anyone? No? Do I have to do it myself? Fine. If you want a job right, do it yourself. Fine, I'll do it myself. Right, pick up that, couple of little more. These is lovely. No, I don't want to pick up the ore, I want to deposit the ore. Right, there we are. Bloody hell. Right, with that done, beam that one up as well so there isn't any confusion. Then we can see what's through this wall, which should hopefully be the last hurdle to jump. So let's all just take this slowly. Collect every single crystal that we can before we go through here, so that we have every available bit of manpower, including all these trucks that are sitting over here. Not you, not faster than you. You can sit back and relax. You can sit back and relax, old friend. You've done your time. Now it's time for me to do mine. Hush up, Bib. It's all right. It's all right. It's gonna be okay. Just keep telling yourself it's gonna be okay, and then maybe in a little bit it actually might be, possibly, probably not. I'm so scared. I'm so freaking scared. Oh. I need to keep talking, I do, because what I need is to make sure that there can be 0 jump cuts in this video, because otherwise I'm going to lose another 3 hours of my life to editing this. So, I need to keep talking about rubbish. Stop clawing at my chair! Honestly. Now you want some attention, you'll get it in a little bit when I've sorted this out. Oh, blimey. Where are you lot going, you daft goons? Are you going to, like, recharge crystals? Is that what's going on? Yes. Yes, you are. Right, okay. In that case, I should probably let you do that. There's no reason to detain you in that department. Now she's tipping her food bowl over in the hope of getting more attention. You have had your supper. You had it when I got back from work, but I suppose I'll give you some more in a little bit. Well, here we go, friends. Is it going to be full of water and ice monsters? I don't know what it's going to be full of, but I'm not going to like it, whatever the hell it is. Right, let's go right down the middle. Oh, come on. Okay, this is about as good as it could have gone. Yeah. Yeah, this is about as... Sorry, my brain's trying to catch up. This is about as good as it could have gone. I am going to go back on slug killing duty and let the trucks here regenerate crystals as needed, and I'm just going to let the men... I'm just going to let the men go up there and kill the monsters. Because the monsters don't really matter to a great extent. Because there's no crystals on the floor for them to get. There's a couple of vehicles and stuff that they might get a bit screwy with, but I can live with that. I can deal with that. I can move stuff around. And I don't care if they destroy that teleport tool store thing. I can deal with that as well. But I just want to minimise to a certain extent the level of crystals which are going to get drained. Although saying that, we've got plenty of trucks here and no more trucks are actually going to spawn, so maybe I don't have to worry about it. I'll just go and enjoy watching a little bit of men get distracted and do the wrong thing. Would you get your bum out of the way? Why did they just walk past one? Why? Why did they do that? Naughty people. Yeah, this is all going vaguely decently. Right, back to slug murdering duty. How many of them are there? 6. 6. 6. Wow. Okay. Damn. Bloody hell. I am exhausted. I have got no energy left. My voice feels like sandpaper, and I am getting really bloody sick of shooting my own sonic power station, but by all means, carry on! Oh, do these slugs never get satisfied? Just go away! You must have drained about 100 crystals by now. We only recharged stupid things. Why don't we take this thing back? This thing's clearly got a buttload of energy in it. Why don't we take that back to the LMS Explorer? That'll get us home in a jiffy. Warp speed 10. Right. How goes the front? Quite well. Good. Good. Goodness gracious me. What am I doing with my life? I don't know, but I'm on the brink of madness. Oh, stop it, you dumb bastard. I am without words. I have no more words, I have no more stories, I have no more scientific studies, I have no more observations to make. I've nothing. I've nothing left. There's nothing left in the tank. I'm running on fumes. Running on fumes and hope. Right! What did I do with you? Come on, friend. You and me are going to have one last little hurrah. Me and my favourite vehicle from the game are going to have one last little hurrah. While the men deal with the slugs, me and the granite grinder are going to drill out all these energy crystal seams. And then the trucks are going to come and collect them, pop them in that tool store. Then I am going to bed. Right, I'm just going to go down the middle and just drive in a straight line. To hell with everything else. I can't remember if I ever showed it in a video or not, but I played or briefly played, a custom level. I think it was called What a Crystal Full World, and it's basically a 64 by 64 box, and it's just energy crystal seams. And I remember thinking at the time, I understand sort of the value of this, I can understand why that would be exciting, but at the same time, it hasn't really been earned, so it doesn't actually seem to have that much value. Great, I suppose if you were just trying to farm energy crystals for the sake of 8 slugs, for the sake of, you know, buying stuff in the LMS Explorer, I could get that. I could understand that. But, yeah, other than that, it didn't seem very earned. This bunch of energy crystals, on the other hand, this bunch seem a tad more earned, right? I feel like I've earned these ones. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Oh, blimey. What are we up to now? 289. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the view, frankly. It's vaguely quiet over here, and we haven't had a lot of quiet in the past 2 hours and 43 minutes. Bloody hell. And someone said I should speedrun this game. I'd like to see anyone speedrun this level. No, I wouldn't actually, because again, I don't take pleasure from watching other people suffer.
Slimy slug is invading your base.
If I never hear that bloody phrase again, it will be too soon. Hooray, we did it! If we beamed everything up, we'd be done. Are there another 50 crystals hanging about? I hope so, because I'm too I'm too tuckered to get any more, I'm afraid. I mean, we could beam up like the large vehicles that we've got here. That wouldn't be a problem if we need to. Which, by the looks of it, we might do. Yeah, we might need to do that. Oh, let's see exactly how far we get. Pretty damn close, actually. Pretty damn close. Oh, hooray! We didn't get to 350. We're at 344. But don't you worry about that. I don't care. Right, it's not wholly fair because we didn't actually get to 350, so... Hooray! 350, we did it! Oh, bloody hell! Oh my giddy aunt, that is the most exhausting thing I've done in many years. Bloody hell, every other level in the history of mankind seems like child's play by comparison. Oh, all the studies have decided to just go home. I think they did that in fact. You can all have sandwiches. You have all earned all the sandwiches in the world. When we get home, I'll buy each of you a sandwich shop. I want to leave now. In fact, yeah, we've got 6 million pieces of freaking fence as well.
Your efforts have been outstanding. You've collected enough energy crystals to get the Rock Raiders team back home. You're amazing. Mission complete.
Baz takes his hat off to you. Thank you. Thank you. That's kind of you. Kind of you to do. Bloody hell. 24 hours and 16 minutes. Bloody hell. Those are the only 2 words I can think of. Just bloody hell. That was the most exhausting thing I've ever done in my life. Very rewarding. I feel a certain peaceful sense of satisfaction. Possibly just in the knowledge that I don't have to do that ever again. Bloody hell. Right, I'm going to make this short and I'm going to make this sweet. Thank you very much for joining me. Literally for all of the evening and most of the night. Thank you for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for Manic Miners. Thank you for joining me for Bazmod. We have now completed Bazmod. Where are we going next with the series? I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from Manic Miners. Yeah. Maybe like, 2 months or so. And when the videos are only 1 month apart, maybe that's not sounding too much. But 2 months sounds like a nice period of time. Yes, I think I might take maybe a 2-month break to give myself a bit of an opportunity to recharge, because goodness knows we've done a hell of a lot of this game. After that, apparently what people want to see is the remaster campaign. Because you wanted me to go through this sodding campaign, and now you want me to go through this sodding campaign, so apparently you want me to do another one. Fine. 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 If that's what you want, that's what I'll do. I'm here to serve, I'm here to entertain. If that's what you want me to do, that is what I'll do. Yeah, as I've said before, in my own time, I have played just the Drill and Night version of the remaster campaign, because I wanted to get a good understanding of how different it was for the sake of making an informed decision on whether I should make videos on it or not. And from playing that, it is most interesting, I shall say that much at least. So I certainly am curious to see that. So yeah, that's what we'll do. What I think I'd like to do first, before that, is maybe 1 or 2 videos on custom levels, because we haven't done any custom levels in ages. So I'd like to do a couple of... Yeah, there's the one I was telling you about. It's not 64 by 64, it's 102 by 102. Yeah, I'd like to do a couple more custom levels, or videos on custom levels. I'd like to do that. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions of good levels that you've played, that you've seen people play, that you might like me to have a look at, and I would be very grateful for some recommendations. Otherwise, I'll just poodle around online and see what I can find. Yeah, we might do 1 or 2 videos on some custom levels, just to have a little bit of a change of pace, and then we'll do the remaster campaign. And considering that will probably take a good, I don't know, 15 videos or something, then that will probably take us a whole year to get through. And then by the 10th anniversary of the channel, I can say thank you very much for joining me for the remaster campaign. But for now, and for today, and for this year, I am saying thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for Basmod. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that you enjoyed it, because I put a lot of effort into that. So I hope that we've all got to the end of this in one piece. I'm off to have a very big sleep. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.